Hi, this is Nancy Woods and I'm at the Indian Heritage Center. I'm in this particular room here, and basically here in this room, how the Singapore became a nation and contributions of Indians in Singapore from late 1950s to the present. So here is a wall which is giving acclamation to these various Tamils, non-Tamils, people who came and who settled here on the island. And this Indian Heritage Center is basically commemorating these people who have made such a massive difference in the society and life here. So how does it all begin? The post-World War II period saw the rise of an anti-colonial Malayan national movement, which was characterized by a growing sense of a shared collective identity and a desire to contribute to a nation-building agenda. So these communities came together here to make a difference. Following the independence of Singapore, in this exhibition hall, what I can see is the emergence of a multicultural and meritocratic society. Many Indians at the time entered public life and contributed in diverse areas such as politics, civil service, business, banking, legal and judicial, healthcare, science and technology, visuals and so on. Here are a few of them. For example, that's Mr. and Mrs. Bhaskar in performing arts, Mr. and Mrs. N. Palivenu in literary arts, and also the government says that representations to the government on behalf of the Sikh community, as there were no facilities in government schools for learning of the Punjabi, the government should also allow the use of government buildings on Saturday mornings for the teaching of Punjabi. This was agreed by the government, and the use of 2 schools at Waterloo Road was allowed, and the project was a great success. About 400 Sikh children started learning Punjabi, taught by 17 teachers through volunteers doing free service in the Sikh tradition. This was done by Justice Chur Singh from the Sikh diaspora community. And here is the Justice Chur Singh along with Justice Panch Kuraswamy, Justice A.P. Raja and Justice Karthigesu. Other prominent people like Justice Seena Murthy in education again, and education. So this particular wall here for academics, politics, government officials, that's Mr. Jayakumar, Mr. C.V. Devan Nair, Mr. Peter Vincent from the trade union, Mr. K. Kandaswamy from the trade union, Colonel M.S. Gill, and all these people who are on this wall together with the citizens who are not here constitute the nation which, in words of the commission you are about to receive, has special trust and confidence in the patriotism, courage and good conduct of these people, and who have proved very worthy of the confidence of the government in Singapore. So this was basically a way to highlight these businessmen, community officials. There you go, another Sikh gentleman is a businessman, and so on and so forth. So it is really a great pleasure for the Indian diaspora who have come away a long way, and they come here and they get so much of from the government in Singapore, and today the Indian community in Singapore is living and thriving because of the sacrifices made by these predecessors, and there has been, in addition, organizations were established to cater a diverse social, cultural, linguistic and professional interests within the community. So Singapore's society and shaping the nation's future. A lot of the writings here in Tamil, which unfortunately I cannot read, but that was a brief walk at the Wall of Fame, so as I would call it. And as I walk into this other gallery here, social reformers, movements in Singapore that made a change. This was the newspapers which were being published in Tamil in this museum hall here, and that was the old printing press, but I'm not sure whether you can see it very clearly. So in this particular room, also, there are more stories about social reforms. There was a strong inclination to change old social customs and to adopt ways of modernity amongst migrant Indians in Singapore and Malaya. And these changes and adaptations began to be evident from the 1920s onwards. So that wall over here is trying to tell us how, this reform movements emerged in Singapore and Malaya to revive the Tamil identity. So this is another exhibition room here where you can come and visit if you like. Visits by E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, Periyar in 1929 and in 1955 inspired Tamil intellectuals to come here as well, such as social reformers Thami Zavil, G.V. Sandapani in Singapore, and advocate radical reform, social reform, and uplifting of disadvantaged communities. Post-war organizations such as Tamil Representative Council also encouraged Tamils to revitalize writings and speeches, thus extended the reform of language. So Tamil language has played a very significant role here. This is, for example, the War Fund, and also writings over here, in Tamil language to commemorate and to take these movements much more forward. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much, and I will just carry on with this recording in the next segment. Bye.